Today's story in our book is based in Turkey, 2007. That's not even long ago. That's less than 20 years ago that this happened. But basically, there were three Christian men. They had families. I believe one was engaged to be married, and the other two were married. One was from Germany, and he moved to Turkey and was living there already 10 years. And the other two were former Muslims who came to Christ and began to serve Christ. And together, the three of them were working at a publishing firm, publishing Christian material so they can bring the gospel to the people of Turkey, a highly Islamic country. So there were two young men who would come to them with questions. They were Muslims and would kind of show interest that they wanted to become Christians or learn more about Jesus. All of that was a scheme to get close to them. And then one day, when the three men were in the office working on the Christian material, those two men came, again, pretending to ask questions, but they actually came with knives. So the two Muslim men who came asking questions invited a couple others to come and join them in torturing these Christians and eventually killing them. They killed them in the office, and then the scene was obviously disturbing, slitting their throats because they were bringing the gospel to Turkey, and they insisted that they stop. But those men were like, no, we have to continue doing the work of God. So because of that, they killed them. The most beautiful part is actually their wives. It didn't even take long for the wives to be like, no, we forgive them. Because their hearts were at a place where they know that when you sign up to serve God, you are going to lose a lot, and you may even lose your own life or the life of the person that you love the most. They understood that their blood was shed for the people of Turkey to know the gospel, to hear the gospel, to even if it's just one person who ends up getting saved, it was worth it for them that they had to lose their husband for that to happen. So what they did, they publicly declared that they have forgiven the men who did this to their husbands. And everybody was amazed because revenge is what would come to a normal human. But they stood, and it was published in all the magazines, newspapers, or whatever, and it became news. Like, how can they forgive them so quickly? Like, your husband was killed yesterday and you're forgiving them today? No way. But because those women had the Holy Spirit, they were able to know what God teaches, and not just know, but actually practice and live it out. And they chose to also forgive those men. So those three men died working for Turkey, and we're believing that Turkey will be saved in Jesus' name.